Hello, Bruin creators! We're back again with episode 8 of Analyzing Editing Styles. We're almost to the end here, so I hope you've had a good time with this series. Today's video was recommended by Kara, our president, and it's a lyric music video by Tate McRae, who I didn't really know before, but I looked her up and she's a Canadian dancer turned singer, so she has songs now, I guess. And this video is going to have some more advanced After Effects sort of techniques in it, so if you haven't used After Effects before, this may be a little tough for you, but if you're just getting into After Effects, which if you have interest in it, I recommend it because there are lots of tutorials on YouTube for Adobe, then I just wanted to walk through how you can pick out what's in a video, learn from it, copy it, look up some more tutorials on how to do things you see, and just help you name some of the things I see in this video, because sometimes the hardest part is knowing what's going on so that you can copy it. So I'm going to point out what I see in this clip today, but there's other things in this video that I certainly don't have the level for yet, and if you know more about After Effects than me, feel free to point out more cool effects that you saw by leaving a comment. This isn't a series focused on tutorials, so I won't be showing you how to do these things, but I'll try to look up some tutorials and link them in the description so you can take advantage of resources that are already out there and learn from people who know a lot more than me. One thing I will do quickly at the end of this video is walk through one technique that I see in this video. So first, of course, you've got to check out the video. I picked out a really small clip, but I'll try to go slowly and point out what I see. Alright, first let's just watch through it once to just see what's going on. So first you can see the main track of film is her walking around really slowly and the camera is following her. In the description box of this video, she does say that she taped a phone to her car, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyways, that's the main track of film that goes throughout this entire video. So the first thing we've got going on, obviously, is the lyrics, and they're appearing one by one as she sings. So to do that, you could use the text animators that are built into After Effects, and you would basically try to time them to keep with the words. There are also some other presets that you can also use if you don't know how to program the text animators yourself, but obviously there are tutorials on how to use text animators, and I highly recommend learning that because it's a pretty basic thing in After Effects. Another thing here is that it's tilted kind of backwards like this building, and I've got to assume it's a 3D layer because of that, and we'll get to more on that a little bit later once she turns the corner. And obviously the last thing going on here is the glitch. There are different ways to do glitches. She's got some horizontal like TV glitches going on, and then she's also got this like double going on, which also happens later in the video, but we're not going to talk about that. This can be kind of an opacity thing or a blending mode. And I think it mainly works because the sky is so monochromatic and it's all kind of this one blue cloudy color and there's not any big variations in it. So once you glitch the screen, the only things that look like they're moving are pretty much the buildings and her. And there are other ways to glitch the screen as well, but we're just going to call them glitch effects and move on. Alright, I want to go back and look at that right here. So suddenly the text is kind of like this, like on this kind of 3D plane that is kind of mirroring this building as opposed to the building over there, which is kind of tilted this way. It's a little bit different, and it also follows the building. So as the camera pans this way, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at drawing. But as the camera pans, right, it stays moving like this building does to the camera. So it's almost like it's attached to the building. So this is 3D camera tracking, and it's what I'll show later in the video. Let's keep going. So obviously there's some nice things going on here. When the beat drops or the chorus hits or whatever, the tagline hits, the text kind of glitches out to white instead of black. It kind of moves a little bit and basically drops to the beat and moves with it to emphasize what's going on. And there's one other big thing that's going on in this scene here, and it's that there's like a lightning effect added, and the sky kind of changes to thunder and cloudy and gray. If we move forward just a little bit, like this, it's all cloudy and gray, which is not how it was before. And I have a pretty good guess as to how the editor did this. So it was either a color key, which is basically like a green screen, so you choose the sky as the green screen, or it was rotoscoping. Now, if you've ever used like Photoshop or a phone app to cut something out so that it has like a transparent background and you can put it on something else, that's basically the concept of rotoscoping, except you have to cut out something from a video, which sounds hard, right? Because the video is constantly moving and you can't cut out each frame individually like you can a single photo. But within After Effects, there's a tool called the RotoBrush, which basically does this automatically for you. And you basically just have to learn how to use it and keep it on track when it doesn't know what to do. In this case, I think the buildings and the sky are pretty defined, so it was probably easy to cut out and for the computer to understand what's going on. And of course, another thing you can do is first color adjust the sky so that it's even easier to cut out and more detectable by the computer. Alright, so we mentioned text animators, glitch effects, 3D tracking and 3D layers, and rotoscoping. And since I'm still an intermediate beginner in After Effects, this is pretty much what I know how to do, but I'm still learning and looking for more techniques, and I'm sure there's more in this video that I missed, so feel free to add on in the comments. Now, we're gonna head to After Effects to do a quick demonstration on 3D camera tracking. Alright, so we're here in After Effects, and I have just a short, like, couple-second clip of the river when I went out for a walk the other day. And it basically pans like this, which isn't a lot of motion. There isn't much forward and back motion. This is basically just a pan, but we can still use it to demonstrate 3D camera tracking. And in After Effects, this is just a preset effect, so it's not that hard to use. So let's just search it up right now. It's called 3D Camera Tracker. And there it is. And so we can drag this onto our layer, and immediately it's going to start analyzing the clip from beginning to end. I already cut the clip so it's pretty short and doesn't take forever to analyze, but I'll come back when it's done in just a few seconds. Alright, so it's all done, and that probably took like 20 or 30 seconds for 150 frames, so it's not that bad. So, how do we use this? First, make sure you've got the layer selected, and click on the 3D Camera Tracker. And all these colorful little points will show up. And if you scrub the track, you can see that the computer has figured out where to put points and tracks them as they go along. And if you know how to do 2D tracking, which is also a really important skill, it's basically doing the same thing. Instead of doing a camera track with the movement, it's picking out points to look at. So let's try this out. Say I want something to move with this pole right here. And I don't know, I like this point, and it's moving smoothly and staying where it's supposed to and everything. So I'll pick it out, right click it, and I'll choose Create Text and Camera. So there are multiple things you can do. You can make this into a null and pair things to the null, and so on. So it creates some pre-made text for us, and we can move this in 3D space. It's already a 3D layer, as you can see right here. This cube is for 3D layers. So if I just move this around a little bit to be how I like, can move it out to the side over here. Maybe rotate it a little bit forward. And maybe look a little bit more to the side. And we can make it say anything we want. So, Bruin Creators. I can keep moving that around the way that I want. So now, it kind of looks like it appears next to the pole. And when we scrub it now, it's going to rotate just like the pole and kind of go away like the pole does. So that's pretty cool. And then say we want one more over here. Let's open up those points again. Say I want something to move with this building. So I'll make another text and I'll say, what, like far away or something like this. And we're going to make it really far away. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit this way. Basically, I'm just going to keep pushing it back in 3D space until it's really far. And I'm going to have it kind of follow this building. There we go. And so, since we selected that point, it should already be attached to this building. So now, when we scrub, this also moves with the camera movement. So that's really cool. And it's not that hard to do. So that was just a quick demonstration on 3D camera tracking. So for any of you guys working on learning After Effects like me, I hope this was helpful for you. One of the main ways I learn how to do things is to watch them in videos and say, oh, I want to copy that. And so I look up a tutorial and learn how to do it. I only showed one of the techniques I mentioned today, but I'll try to link other tutorials I can find in the description below. So be sure to check them out and do your own YouTube searches for even more tutorials. There are so many resources out there. After this one, we've only got 2 episodes left. So next week is the penultimate episode. Until then, happy editing.